Um, let's imagine for a moment. Let's imagine we are in the bad place. We are in the bad place, okay? And somehow we need to solve this problem to leave this place. Let's imagine. Let's imagine this. I'm not saying this is what it is. Just say imagine for a moment that we are in this prison with all these people who are very, very, very bad, and you want to escape, but you don't want them to escape with you. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I'm going to explain a few things here, with the intention to present ideas that might lead us for an opportunity to exchange knowledge between people who are 50 plus and 20 something. Why? Because this garbage is killing the planet. And I have few ideas. They're not enough, but they're a very good beginning. For that to happen, I need to present you the idea of what is inside. It's a reflection of what is outside. Let's imagine for a moment that this dot, it's a 2D reality of your universe. And everything that happens inside you will be reflected on the outside. That idea comes from the knowledge or the realization, like is above is below and below is above. So the idea of we need to move. If we want to make sense of what I'm doing here, if we want to take this, like, how do I apply this conversation to my life, you need to realize that you are a human being, okay? And you have ways of thinking, and you might be right about everything, but your state of mind, your biochemistry, will give you a clue if you are happy or not happy. If you're happy, you're probably going the right track. If you're unhappy, even if you're successful, you might ask you questions. You might ask yourself, am I achieving what I want? When you make those questions to yourself, you make a reflection for the outside. That outside, we're going to call them the 7 friends, or the 6 friends, including yourself. You're the 7th friend. I'm going to explain that later. But the important part that I want to present in this 2D reality, or representation of reality, is that first, everything is interconnected, and you are interconnected with everything else. You're not apart or away. What you believe and what you think and the way you react to what you think and what you believe, it's part of the behavior of many others. When you start observing and making questions and changing behavior, you will influence at least 6 people. From those 6 people, something else it's going to happen, and it might be or not be enough to change this sea of garbage that we're creating this island all over the place. Let's say that we can change in 1 generation. We need to start speaking with the oldest, who have some wisdom, who pay a high price, with the youngest. The youngest need to realize that, yes, you might be right about the garbage. Maybe we brought it. Maybe this is our fault. But so what? It's affecting all of us. So we need to learn to communicate. The smart people need to respect not so smart people. And we need to make the separation between a stupid idea I'm the good person who believes that. All of us believe in stupid ideas, or at least used to believe in stupid ideas. And I can tell you that because I have been finding those in my life. I'm not necessarily proud or shameful about it, but it's there. Okay, you have to realize that you might be right about few things, but it's impossible for you to be right about everything. So in this conversation, the first thing I want to present you is that who you are in this conversation. Let's imagine we are in the bad place. If you're a bad person, if you like to touch kids, and if you're a senator or representative of the house and you have misconduct, sexual misconduct, or you use the money of the people, you're not welcome to this conversation. If you're a bad person, you're not welcome here. And I want to make that very clear, because some of the knowledge that we are going to share are very powerful when you apply them. They're not magical, they're just tools. And those tools, we don't want them to be in bad hands. It doesn't make sense. So try to identify who you are. One of the questions is the last 72 hours of your life. Are you behaving congruently? Are you moving away from your habits, or are you attached to them? Do we have virtues? What type of virtues do we have? We need all of them, and none of us have all of them. So we need to be compassionate and be respectful to each other. Do we have the right to be here? And this is a very powerful question. If we are in the bad place, will you tell your kids that we are in the bad place? Let's imagine for a moment that you have kids, and your kids are small, and you know that we have around 30 years to live in this planet, more or less the way we have been living now. And after that, there is no more hope for humanity. Let's imagine there are a lot of people who believe that way. And it probably is truth if we don't change. But like something once told us, it's our choice. We have the choice. We have the choice to choose. But how are we going to choose? Okay? How are we going to interact in this conversation? You can be passive, and if you're not going to do any of the things we're doing, well, you're welcome, but we're not speaking to you. I will be speaking to the people who are choosing to live life, who choose to believe that the life counts and matters, and that we can change. If you believe we can change, you are welcome to this conversation. Maybe you don't know how to change. We have religions. I have 3 friends. 2 of them are from the Middle East, and one of them is from India. We had been speaking about how garbage is part of the great problem. We don't know how to solve it yet, but we will. Guarantee you that. Religion is part of what we think, what we believe, how do we react. Smart people, very, very, very smart people, sometimes are not very fans of God, or what we call mystical. So we're not sure how to present this to others. But the way I do my best to put it is that we need to make a separation. When we speak about religion, we're not speaking about God. We're speaking about the way we interact with each other when we're speaking to each other. The way we believe about life after life, make a separation between people who don't. And it's very strong that many of the people who are not religious need to be respected because they know one or two things that the other people don't. The other important thing is that we're trying to invite you to pay attention to your experience. Okay? So what you experience is important to you. It defines you. So it's not right or wrong. You don't have to prove or disprove. That's your path, but it's your path working for all of us. And what you believe, it's important to you, and it's important to us. Some way or another, it defines us. Okay. Last but not least, this man, this man have one of the greatest brain in human history, and he spoke about how life imitates chess. This guy, you see, that was my brother. He chose not to live about 10 years ago. And he always spoke about this person. But my brother had a schizophrenic brain. And this is part for me, it's very important, because we're going to be speaking about things that sometimes we don't know how to speak, like what we believe after someone dies, and the realization that sometimes we don't see all the questions nor all the answers, because sometimes we see things in white and colors, and right or wrong, or brains make this distinction. Sometimes it's not there. And my brother introduced me to this mastermind of Kasparov. Some time ago, 1 hour ago, a friend of mine came and we were discussing chess. Chess is a 64 position game. It's a mind game. It's a sport. It's a sport for the mind. Many of the great minds who are mathematicians, musicians, chess players, they have a higher IQ. That high IQ, it's sometimes a barrier between that high knowledge and the knowledge on the other side. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if we want to create solutions, we can wait for me like to have all these organized, or we can work together. I'm making these videos in English so I can communicate with my friends Askar, Ali, and Hussein in Asia, and many others in the island and some other places. But we have so much in common. We have so many problems in common. We don't know how to solve them because religions and governments and corporations and the way we need to realize that what we believe, it was designed before we arrived here, before we were born, and those have patterns like the chessboard and the and the pieces. They have rules, they have ways, and that is very, I'm not sure how to describe that, but they're there. If you ask somebody like Kasparov, he can see patterns, and he mentioned that life imitates chess. He didn't say that chess imitates life. He saw the patterns. The way we think, the way we behave are part of the community we behave. And those community are part of this. This place we call home is in our hand. maybe when I was 20 something, we spoke about this, but we didn't realize how big was the problem. Maybe we didn't want to see it. Maybe we didn't know how. Maybe, this is my opinion, we are in this great shift. We have been talking about this for many decades. And this shift is happening. Many of us are not going to be here. We know that. I am presenting these ideas in a way with the hope that can contribute, but I don't know if they will contribute. But I have hope. I hope that I can choose to be the light. And in the process, invite you to every Friday night, every Shabbat, every Friday night, you can choose to quiet, turn on a candle, and for X amount of time, choose to be the best version of yourself. And if we can use this imagination, we can turn this bad place that we are living right now to a very good place. I honestly believe that I can present you a way that we can communicate differently. And I have been working on that. So I hope this will make sense to you. Okay? So this is it. I thought I was going to make many videos about this with all these ideas, but welcome to the great conversation. We're working with these questions. Okay? So see you next time. And subscribe to the channel and share this video to everyone as you know it. We need people turning and lighting the lights of their hopes. We need hope to grow. We need to, regardless, we have no other planet. We need to solve this. So maybe we don't have hope, but we need to find a solution. From that point, if we're in the bad place, well, we are. So what are we going to do about it? Okay, bye.